Hello, BigTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. It is Saturday, October the 9th, and I have not yet done a TBR video for the month of October. So I don't even think I'm going to call this a TBR. I'm just going to say, what I'm reading in October because that's pretty much what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate it so much. I have not been reading nearly as much as I have in the past, mainly because I have been busy selling on eBay, and I have yet only to do one video regarding that, but I've been filming some footage and I hope to have that video ready for you within the next couple of days. I will maybe film the rest of that after this, and then maybe I can put that together by tomorrow. But tomorrow I am going to drive with Katie to Tampa. I'm not going to the concert, but she is going to Harry Styles concert in Tampa, and she is so excited about it. But I volunteered to drive along with her and, just hang out outside, drive around in my car or whatever, pick her up, let her off at the door, pick her off at the door so that she's not alone trying to walk, in Tampa to get to a parking lot or anything like that. So anyway, she's excited about that. She's been ordering clothes and trying to pick out an outfit. Apparently it's a thing to dress kind of, funky for a Harry Styles concert. So anyway, she's super excited about that. And so I said all that to say, I don't know if I'm going to get any videos done tomorrow or not, but it is already the 9th and I need to do this video. So I'm a little discouraged because I've only finished 3 books so far in the month of October. I have been reading primarily in the morning, and I will show you the books that I am actively currently reading. I have a bunch on my currently reading list, and I don't know which ones of those I will finish this month. I would love to finish all of them, but at the rate I've been reading lately, it's not looking good. But I do want to at least show you the books that I had earmarked for my October TBR for my various challenges, and also there's some readathons that I'm participating in. So let's just get to it. I usually each month go down my list of projects and tell you what I'm reading for each of those things. The first 2 on the list are Newberry and Sunshine State books, and I don't have anything specific for those for this month. I know I originally said I wanted to try to get all the Newberry winners done by the end of the year, and I doubt that that's going to happen because I just feel like I need to work on the stuff I already have started. I do have a few set aside in my staging shelf, but I'm not going to say one way or the other which ones, if any, that I will read this month because it may or may not happen. So then the next project I'm combining, that's my author binge project. I am combining that with my middle grade or YA trilogy project, and also some of those can count for some of the readathons that I'm doing. So my author binge project is challenge I started at the beginning of the year. I picked 21 authors that I wanted to binge for the whole year, and I picked roughly 2 each month. A couple of months don't have 2 because I only picked 21, but I have stuck with that pretty closely until I think it was August. I did not, I said, okay, I'm just not going to do the ones I picked out for August. I just have too many other things going on. Or no, it wasn't August. It was July. And so I am going to do it this month, though, because one of the author binges is also is 4 books, and both of them will finish up trilogies on my trilogy project, and all by the same author. And then the other author binge is what I'm going to read for Victober. So let me just start there and show you those. So the author that I'm going to binge first that will finish up 2 trilogies is Neal Shusterman. And the trilogies I want to finish, one is The Arc of the Scythe. I read Scythe years ago. Well, not that many years ago, like 3. And never got around to the others. I bought them on my, they're in my Audible library. I bought them when I still had an Audible membership where I was getting, 1 credit per month. I'm still doing Audible Plus, but I don't have the full membership where you get 1 full book per month. But anyway, I bought these because at the time my library didn't have them on audio. And now, of course, they do have them on audio. But it's CD, so I may as well do these. That way, if I want to speed them up, I can. So the book 2 is Thunderhead. Book 3 is The Toll. I'm really looking forward to these. I am so excited about them. Shannon Riddler, I think, I don't know if she's going to go on and read the second one, but she was buddy reading Scythe with another friend, and they did a live stream, which I missed. I got there right at the end of it, but I will link that video below. If you've read Scythe and you want to watch that discussion video, I still need to go back and watch it myself. But I think, at least, I don't know if Shannon's going to read it, but her buddy, I think her name is Izzy. Her channel is Punk Rock Girl PA. I think that's right. She is going to read Thunderhead, and so I'm going to really try hard to get to make it to that other live stream, the next live stream, so that I can get in on that discussion. Then the other trilogy I want to finish by him, I read the first one because it was a Sunshine State book a few years ago. This is probably one of his lesser known trilogies. It's the Accelerati trilogy, and it is just weird, and I loved the first one. The first one was called Tesla's Attic, and it was just so out there, so unique, that I thought I've got to read the rest of this trilogy. And they showed up on Hoopla a while back, and I was really excited about that because I can listen to them on audio. I own this second book, Edison's Alley. I found this at a book sale not too long ago. I checked out Hawking's Hallway from the library the other day, so I would have the physical books to show you. The first book was really fun, and I hope that books 2 and 3 are just as fun. So then my other author binge is going to be for Victober, and I'm going to read books 4, 5, and 6 in the Mrs. Jeffrey series. It's a cozy mystery series, or I don't know. I guess these are still being written. So I have this, because they're historical, I always want to think that they're old, you know, that they were written a long time ago, but they weren't. I'm pretty sure they're not that old, but they are written about the Victorian era. It takes place in the Victorian era, and how I know that is because they're called Victorian mysteries. Mrs. Jeffries is a housekeeper. Her employer is an inspector who was promoted to the level of inspector and really probably shouldn't have been. He's not, I don't want to say he's inept, but he's out of his element, really. And so Mrs. Jeffries and the rest of the staff, unbeknownst to the inspector, help him solve his mysteries. And I read the first 3, I listened to them on audio, and I thought they were a lot of fun. So I am really looking forward to getting to these. Hold on one second. Emily needs something, and I'll be right back with you. Sorry about that. Her video was over and she needed help restarting it. I don't remember where I left off with these. I think I was just going to tell you the titles. I don't think I have them in the right order. Now all of a sudden 2 cats and a dog have followed me back in here, so I hope they're not loud. Mrs. Jeffries on the Ball is one of them. Mrs. Jeffries Takes Stock, and Mrs. Jeffries on the Trail. Again, I don't know the correct order, but they are 4, 5, and 6. So that will complete my author binge project if I get all of those done, and it also gets me, it participates me. Is that correct? That's not a correct use of that word. Participates me, I'm going to say it anyway, in Victober. I apologize for the cat. You can hear yowling. It's one of our old cats, Boots, you've met, and he's elderly, and he is going for some dental work in less than a week. And lately, when he goes out, he's been going too far, and Katie is just terrified that he is going to go off and hurt himself. Meanwhile, he's miserable because he's in the house and he wants to be outside, but we're trying to keep him safe. So, and then I have a dog at my feet. It's Louie. All right, so what next? So that covers my author binge project. And then my other my other big project is Series About Series, or SAS, as the ladies from Killing Time with Cozies like to call it. And the main one I had set aside for SAS for October, because it's kind of a creepy dystopian series, is the last book in the Last Survivor series. It's the 4th book, called The Shade of the Moon by Susan Beth Pfeffer. And I read most of this series. I think I reread the first one, and then I read 2 and 3 just within the last couple of years, and I just need to get to this one. Actually, it might have been earlier this year, but no, I think it was last year. It's fine. You guys know that I ramble too much. Okay, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When I read it, that's the last one I need to read. Okay, then for my book clubs, I have already read both of the books that my library book clubs are reading. One of them is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I read that in March. I do need to review it, though. I did pick up a copy from the library, and I need to just go back through, look through some discussion questions, and kind of refresh on that. And then the other one, I already did a video about Civil War fiction, because the other one that we're reading for our regular literary book club is The Sunflower Sisters by Martha Hall Kelly. So I'm excited about that discussion because I just really enjoyed that book. Okay, I don't have any buddy reads, I don't think, this month. I think my next buddy read I have scheduled is going to be in December with Fiona from Reads and Eats. We're going to read a Christmas book together. And then that leaves Readathons. So I have 3 Readathons that I'm participating in. I already mentioned Victober. And the other one that is this month is the Wonkathon, and that is hosted by some of the ladies from the Killin' Time with Cozy's book club. It was started, kind of spearheaded by Leanne from Dark Roots Creations, and I will link her channel down below, as well as, I'll just link her video. Also, I think her co-hosts are Storm from Storm Reads and Tiffany the Beachbound Bookworm. So any of those ladies, they all have videos talking about the prompts. This is a super fun readathon that just came together in the group. They just started talking about it and throwing out ideas for prompts, and there are 15 prompts, and it's kind of a bingo board. It's a wonky bingo board, really, a pun intended, because it's 5 across and 3 down. So there are 15 prompts. I probably won't get them all done, but I will tell you about them. And I know that a few of my books will fit in to the prompts, and then the others, if by chance I read something and I realize, oh yeah, it fits that, then that'll be it. So the first one is to read a book with an eccentric character. The second one is to read a book involving a competition, and the third one, the third prompt, is to read a book with a loving grandparent. We're supposed to read Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, and then also to read a book with a spoiled character, and then read a book with a purple cover. Then read a book featuring food. Then also we're supposed to read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then also read a book featuring technology or TV. And then read a book that involves learning a lesson. And then read a book about a spy or a detective. And then read a book with a German setting or a German author. Then read a book with a gold cover or gold in the title, or maybe even a gold title, like gold, the gold lettering, maybe, I don't know. Then read a book that has to do with a candy shop, and then read a book that is chocolate related. So let me go through some of mine that I think would fit. Now, I've already mentioned the Accelerati trilogy. I think this would count for technology or TV. For various reasons, without going into that. Based on the first book, I'm pretty sure that will work for that. Learning a lesson. I think that Thunderhead is going to work for that, because based on the first book and then what I've read about the second one, I could be wrong, but I think that's going to count for that. Spy or detective. Now, I mentioned Mrs. Jeffries, but I'm also planning to read as many as I can of the Amelia Peabody series. I have these 2 still left from September. The Snake, the Crocodile, and the Dog, and the Hippopotamus Pool. I need to get to book 14 by November. And at this rate, I've just been reading like 3 a month, and I even skipped a month, and I don't know. I'm just not getting through them as fast as I had planned to. So when I'm just going to keep plowing through them, and when it gets to where I only have time to read one more, if I'm not up to 14, I'll probably just skip to 14 and listen to that, because it's for my mystery book club for November, which is the second Thursday of the month, and I facilitate that book club, so I need to have read the book in order to lead the book club discussion. So I think I know enough now about the characters and everything to skip over. I'll still go back and listen to the others, but I definitely need to get that one done by my book club meeting. Then, of course, there are the Great Glass Elevator and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I have both of those checked out from the... Well, actually, I own Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I haven't had this all that long, though. And then check this out from the library, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. I hope I can find those on audio, but I don't know for sure if I will. Okay, so gold on the cover. Book 14 of Amelia Peabody is called The Golden One. So even if I don't get it done till November, just knowing that it's on, I'm on track to get to that, I'll just count that for that whenever I get it done. And for Candy Shop, I went ahead and checked out from the library. The only copy I could get quickly was the large print edition. This is, there was Boots again. Is it book 6, maybe, of the Amish Candy Shop Mysteries by Amanda Flower? And I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish this series this year. I have a novella to read, and then book 7 I think is the most recent one. So I really just have 3 left, and so that's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and read that. Can y'all hear that? He's so pathetic. This is what he does, like, all night. He will sleep some, but then he'll wake up, or if I wake up and have to go to the restroom or something, and it wakes him up, then he starts yowling again, and I feel bad for him, but I know he's safer in the house. So then the very last prompt is something chocolate related. I just got this out to show you. I've read this a couple of times, and I probably won't read it right now, but if you're looking for recommendations for the Wonkathon, this is just a little elementary book, really. I don't even want to call it middle grade. It's called The Chocolate Touch by, who's it by? Patrick Skeen Catling. And it is basically a retelling of The Midas Touch, only it's chocolate, and it's super cute. Then going back, I've neglected to mention one. Neglected to mention a couple of them. Purple cover. I went ahead and pulled this out. This is Dead City by James Ponti. This is, I think, the only series or trilogy by James Ponti that I have not even started. And this was a Sunshine State book. I think the first year I sort of started reading them, and I didn't read all of them that year, so I missed this one. But now I've read several James Ponti books, and they're great, so I definitely want to go back and pick this one up. It's on audio on Hoopla, and it's got a purple cover, so that's good. It's definitely a middle grade book. And then to read a book featuring food, I just finished, I may have not even brought it in here, I just finished the Kebab Kitchen book number 2, which I was supposed to have read last month for the Killing Time with Cozy's book club. It was Stabbed in the Baklava. So now I've got a week to get this one read, One Feta in the Grave. These are by Tina Cashian. This is book 3. And if I read 4 chapters a day, starting today, I think I'll have 2 chapters left by next Saturday morning, which is when we're discussing it, and I'll have it done. So yay! And maybe I can get more than 4 chapters done some days, but that's my target for that book. And that is a book featuring food because it's set in a Mediterranean restaurant. Then the others, I don't know if I will get or not. The very first prompt was Eccentric Character. And I have gone back. One of the books on my currently reading list and on my BookTube spin, one of my BookTube spin picks for round 3 is Pigtopia by Kitty Fitzgerald. And I have picked it back up this month. It was one of the books in my stack for August, and I got part of it done, not nearly enough. But I have read this sporadically. A few mornings out of this, past week, I have picked this up. So if I read a couple chapters a day on this one, I can get it done within the next week, and I can count that for Eccentric Character. I said I would also show you what other books that I'm actively reading. This was one of my books for the last TBR jar draw that I did. And this is very interesting. It is a little bit dry, very scientific, but still, I am just making myself read like 3 to 5 pages a day, and I'm doing pretty good on it. I'm about the middle, and really, probably the last third is resources and recipes and things like that. So I'm coming along very nicely on that. And then I started this one at the beginning of the month, and I've been reading 3 little it's made up of little short stories, like 67 of them. So I've been reading 3 of them a day up through today, and I think now I can just read 2 a day and finish it out at the end of the month. This is another book I want to send to my sister, and I know she's going to love it. These little stories, each are by different authors. Some are authors, some are writers that are not maybe writers by, like for a living, but some are, and some of them just have something to do with, I mean, they all have something to do with quilting. It's just a variety of writers, and they are, each of the stories is delightful. They're all quilt related, and I have really, really enjoyed this. If you saw my wrap up where I talked about reading a quilt themed devotional for the month of September, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, I am loving this one even more. So I'm going to be really excited to send this to my sister. Charlotte, if you've already read this, let me know, and I won't send it. I'll keep it and reread it, but it's called American Patchwork. It's by Sonia Hakala. And it's basically, it says true stories from quilters, and it's delightful. I've really, really been enjoying that. So then I mentioned that Pigtopia was for the BookTube Spin. When I finish it, I will still have 2 BookTube Spin books left for the 3rd round, because I had 4. I had 2 lists, and then there were 2 spins. So one of them is Kate Morton, The Secret Keeper. I am currently right now listening to an audiobook in my car, which I don't have a physical copy of, but it's the next book I needed to read in the Beach House series by Mary Alice Monroe. It's called On Ocean Boulevard, and I'm about 1/3 of the way done with that. If I get that done before the end of the month, I will go ahead and grab Secret Keeper on CD from my library, which is the only place I can find it in any of my library resources, and I will make this the next book that I listen to in my car. I don't know if I'll get to it before the end of the month, but I probably will. Especially if I have to drive to Tampa tomorrow. I will probably get a lot done on Ocean Boulevard. Although, I don't know, it depends on what Katie wants to do. If she wants to talk, fine, and if she's got her own earbuds in, then I'll listen to On Ocean Boulevard, and maybe I'll get quite a bit done on it tomorrow evening. And then the other one I need to read in print when I get done with Pigtopia is The Beach Street Knitting Society and Yarn Club by Gil McNeil. And I don't need to talk about my BookTube spin picks for round 4 because they're Christmas books, so I'm not even gonna think about those until December. I've got this in here too. This is book 2 of the graphic novel series that corresponds with the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan, and I want to read this for my trilogy project and also for the Fall Into Reading Challenge, because graphic novel is one of the prompts. And that is almost everything in that box. The only other thing I haven't shown you from this side is Miramar Bay by Davis Bunn. I have finished now this book and the sequel. I don't have a copy of the sequel. I need to order it from the library, so I'll have it to show you. They were really not very much related, except that book 2, which is called Firefly Cove, the characters do go to Miramar Bay, and I think we have a little glimpse of the main characters from the first book, from this book. But you really don't have to read this to read the second one. So this one I really enjoyed. This is about an actor who was engaged to a starlet, and he just kind of gets last minute jitters and realizes that he doesn't want to marry her. So he just gets on a bus. He leaves all of his phone and everything behind because he doesn't want to be tracked, and he's an actor, so he is a public figure, and he goes to Miramar Bay, and that's where he meets someone else, and they fall in love and all that. So it's a romance. I thought it was going to be a Christian romance because I've always known of Davis Bunn as being a Christian author, but these are not, they're clean, but they're not Christian. There's really not any evangelical message in here or anything like that. So I guess he just wanted to branch out and write, write for the mainstream, which is fine. And it just wasn't what I was expecting. And then Firefly Cove had a little bit of a supernatural element, and I didn't love that. I don't know. It was just, again, it was not what I was expecting. I enjoyed this one more than the second one. It wasn't bad, and it all kind of wrapped up okay. I am going to go ahead and read the next 2 for sure. There's only, I think there's 5 in the series, so I'll probably read them all, listen to them on audio. The 4th one especially for the Fall Into Reading Challenge, because it's got a beautiful fall leaves cover. This one is also going to count for the Fall Into Reading Challenge because of the orange cover, so that counts for that. And so I got a couple of other things here to show you, I think. Actually, not really. I'm not going to show you even everything that's on my currently reading list, but one book I did start reading. I have done some recipes from this, and I have filmed some footage, but I sat down with this and read several pages and loved it. There are so many fun little narratives here from Fannie Flagg, but then I had kept it out from the library too long and I had to send it back. So I just got it back the other day, and it's not long really, and I can kind of skim the recipes and then read her little stories, and then I want to have a full review along with the footage of what the recipes I made, and I might make one more recipe. I don't know. So I'm still working on that video, and I do want to go ahead and pick this up and finish it so that I can give you a full review of that. Whether I get it done this month, I don't know, but at least I have it here so that I can read some of it as I have time. That is about it for this month. There may be others, but that's really you know, that's everything I brought in here, and that's enough. That's enough for now. I will have a video coming up soon regarding what I've been selling and what I've been listing on eBay, and I hope you will watch that if you are interested at all. It has been a journey, and I'm getting better at listing, and we have had some sales. I've been averaging about, I don't even want to say I've averaged one a day. I've been averaging probably every other day. And, you know, they're like for the month of September, I went like a whole week without any sales, but then boom, 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 you know, I had a few. So, it's been an experience, and it's been fun, and I'm going to keep doing it. And as I mentioned earlier, my attention now is divided because I want to watch YouTube videos from other resellers. So I haven't really gotten involved in that community. I haven't really commented but to maybe a couple of videos because I'm still kind of lurking there. But it is a lot of fun, and I'm still a booktuber at heart. This is just kind of a business venture for me, and so far so good. So that is all for this video. This is what I'm reading for the most part in the month of October. Let me know what you're reading in October, and let's chat in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.